Finn, you got a second?
Yeah, I just gotta go drop my helmet.
Okay. So Finn, what are you doing?
I'm just dropping the helmet before I ride it. I used to do it to concrete. So like a couple years ago, I'd take it from here and I'd drop it straight onto concrete, but I started like the chipping on the paint and everything sucked. And because this helmet's so pretty and the painter put so much work into it, I've changed my way. So now in Europe, I drop it in the pit onto carpet and it still makes a pretty horrible noise, but here we don't have carpet, so I'm just dropping it on grass.
First crash out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about crash, but first bang, yeah.
My name is Darren Burns, and I wrench for Mark Wallace and John Moselle. These are the WeAreOne prototype downhill bikes. So this is basically a 3D printed ballast holder plate that can bolt up to the bottom of the frame, which is really convenient. And then we've got, you can run all the weights or just one.
And what kind of weights would you wear? What would it vary between?
This can go up to just over 1 kilo. We don't run it that much, but you could, yeah. And the whole idea is about settling the bike down, just getting it to sit in a bit. For us, like our bike is really light to start off with. Maybe it's inspired by motocross or something. Like static weight in the bike just lets the suspension work way better.
What do these bikes weigh? Can I weigh it?
Oh, you can weigh it. I don't know how much it weighs though.
Okay, we'll
never
try
weighed it.
Let's try it.
Yeah. Okay. Give it a balance.
£39.53. Are you surprised with that?
I don't know. I knew it'd be light. I guess it depends on how light everything else is.
Okay, so Evan, why 200 mil of travel?
It's a great question. No, we've investigated. We even went down with the development of the 38 mil boxer, going longer travel, and it wasn't ruled out necessarily. It's definitely something that could be more effective, but I think there is a point of like diminishing return when you have more travel. Is the advantage. I mean, honestly, this year it's been more of a breakthrough year with optimizing the suspension for the tracks that we have, and so yeah, we're able to bottom out and all of that, but it's more to use the suspension really effectively. So just going longer travel doesn't necessarily equal like faster times. So that was kind of our go-to with the investigation and the path we went down going longer travel. You got to take all the considerations of braking power, frame kinematics, frame geometry, smaller riders, bigger riders, but just going longer travel doesn't necessarily, I think, with our investigation through development with suspension, equal faster time.
We're just doing a little bit of shock testing. We're working with a company from Austria, Stereo and Flow, and he's been doing a couple of custom tunes for us. So just before we start official practice, we're just trying out 2 different shock tunes just to see what's going to be right for the track. Mont-Sainte-Anne is quite different to the other tracks just because it's so fast, and you've got really big features. It's really fast. There's some sections where you're doing like sort of nearly 50 miles an hour, so like tyre damage, rim damage is always a big problem here, so it's trying to get around the setup to sort of help that as best as possible.
That's the bike of Toyota Ricky Penny, and yeah, that's it.
Gonna weigh it. Let's see what it weighs.
Let's do this.
£41.8. Is this surprising for you guys?
It's a bit heavier than I thought, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's dirty. Maybe when I remove the dirt, it will be fine.
Greg was a 29er. He ran the 29 bike for years. He was one of the last holdouts, I think. There's only really him and Coulange maybe still on that. Met a couple of the Scott team as well. And when he moved over to Norco only had a mullet bike. But we made him a 29er back end, and we went back-to-back testing in a couple of places actually. All conditions, couple of different tracks, and he couldn't make the 29er go faster than the mullet. He felt more comfortable on the 29er, he was happier riding it, but when it came to the clock, the mullet was consistently faster, and every time he went faster on the 29er, he would go faster on the 27.5, and it really upset him, and he was like trawling through his GoPro, and he was absolutely gutted when he realised it was faster everywhere, because he really wanted to run the 29er, but the clock doesn't lie, and here we are.
Tell us about the weight of this bike. Can I weigh it?
This bike's probably at the heavier end of the spectrum. I don't actually know. I mean, coming off the V10, this bike's definitely quite a lot heavier than that, but there's a few more moving parts, and we have actually got, in our sort of development program, we're planning to reduce the weight of the bike a little bit, but yeah, I think things like the CNC back end and stuff like that probably make it heavier than more production ones where people have had tube sets made. There aren't actually many of these bikes, so it is on the heavy end. It might be the heaviest one, I don't know. If I'd known you were coming back, I'd have put it on diet overnight. Oh, this one's heavier.
45.15.
20.5 kilos.
Are you surprised at that?
No. We've got some plans to make it lighter over the course of the winter, but we don't see weight as an immediate performance sort of negative. If this is how heavy it needs to be as strong as it needs to be, then this is how heavy it is. So this one's Gracie's bike, which is a little bit smaller than Greg's. So it makes sense that it was a bit lighter. Greg's is probably one of the bigger bikes around. Gracie's is probably on the smaller end. And this one's 43. I can't remember what the other one was. So it's 800 grams lighter than Greg's bike.
We are Transition Factory Racing, and we are weighing Lucas Tedora. He's our junior. His TR11 extra large. Okay. Where are we at? I was way off. I was off by
39.37 pounds. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, I thought it was 37, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's good though. We need more weight, I guess, better for traction.
Yeah, Truck Factory Racing here, and yeah, on Lawlor's Vergier here bike. So we're using the mass damper on the front, so that's the mount. Here we use it just behind the race plate, so no one can see it. We've been using it from the start of the season. We tried it this winter. We did some back-to-back, and so basically it's just a weight with some spring up and down, and it just absorbs on the shuttering, and just it's a really low chatter. Just smooths down every shuttering, you know, on the underbar and on the hand, on the grip, on the confidence. So yeah, it's good. So Countershock, like a company in the US, like a guy in the US, made it first for the motorbike, enduro guys, motocross guys, and then we worked with him and managed to build some for the downhill bikes. Loris loves it. We did some back-to-back and few different tracks, and now he just wants it all the time. So yeah, 100%.
And you guys mount on the rear as well?
Yeah, so we tried a few locations on the rear, and just behind the bottom bracket, it just seems like just working really good. It's heavier than what Loris wants. he likes it light, but it's heavier than light.
Can I weigh it?
If we have a scale, yeah.
Okay.
I have a scale. Oh, okay. Kilogram, eh?
Well, kilos are flat. We can put it in pounds and switch it over if we want.
Holy shit, I think she's heavy. $18.4. Oh my god. Do not tell Loris. So 18.4. And it does have 2 mass dampers. That's how he ride in Andorra. Yeah. This is not light. But it's, you know, downhill bike, proper, strong wheels, big tires. So, you know, downhill bike, it is what it is.
So Brad, tell us what you got going on.
Yeah, we're gonna do kind of a run through of what I usually take to the top for our race runs and warm-ups. So when we go to the top with our athlete, we need just basic tools just to check pressures, double check pivots, maybe have to adjust cleats. Might have an issue with the chain up top, so I always carry an extra chain pre-cut to length. Sometimes I throw a driver in here just to be safe. But yeah, you could at least tighten pivots, adjust a headset, center brakes, adjust your tire and suspension pressures. I always carry my inflator. So for tires, I never carry a pump anymore. This is super handy, fits in my bag, it's lightweight. I usually carry a wheel bag on my backpack, so that has rain jackets and umbrellas. My mom is quite the seamstress, so I had an old backpack and she stitched some straps on for me. So we always have the athlete with his race bike and probably his helmet, and then I carry everything else. So trainer, training bike, tools, spare wheels.
The hard thing is I'm so tall, it runs into the top of everything. Like getting into the gondola. Donk. Yeah, but you'd rather high than low, huh? Yeah. Yeah, doesn't drag on the tire when the dropper's all down. So Brad, whose bike have we got here then?
This is Luke Meyer-Smith's race bike.
39.29. Is that surprising to you?
No, it seems about what I expected last time I weighed it. Yeah, that's completely stock. That's downhill tires with a rear insert.
I'm Pablo. I work for Mondraker Factory Racing. I take care of the 3 guys and work with the mechanics. We have some options of ballast on the bike. They are hidden inside the frame. I mean, it's not really a secret. Everybody has seen it. But Ronan likes the bike quite stable, so he really likes a little bit of extra weight there on the low part. The other guys, for example, they are not using it. Like they like a little bit like lighter bike, that easier to pop over things. So yeah, basically that's it. We have those options, and we play it also depending on the track.
And what's the final weight of this bike as it is now, do you think? I know you won't let us weigh it, but what does this bike weigh, do you think?
I mean, I know, I cannot tell you. Let's say it's in the heaviest side. Let's say comparing with our old carbon bike, we went to the heavier side and has been positive so far, like a little bit more stable. And I think the tendency is that like going a little bit heavier than in the past. Not crazy, but a little bit heavier.
So what have we got here then?
This is Aaron Gwyn's bike.
Can we weigh it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
I'm curious. Let's see what it is.
I'll follow you. The scales is over there on the table.
You guys set up? Pounds, because we're Americans. Let's see what we got here. $39.88 with the grip covers.
Is that surprising to you?
I thought it'd be just a hair lighter, but it was kind of in the ballpark what I thought. Yeah. If I were to wager a guess, it would have been about 38, so I'm pretty close.
Today we're weighing Andreas Kolb's race bike. Still has the plate on from the US Open. Oh, yeah, here's our assistant. Here's our assistant Daniel. And turn. There you go. The seat's not touching.
Jesus Christ, you figured that out.
We strapped the lead to it, man.
18 kilos.
Are you surprised at that weight?
Nope. Weight in the right place is good.
Is there weight on this at the moment?
Yes. Yeah.
How much is on there?
Over 500 grams.
We're about to weigh Mike Coulter's bike. It's our junior rider. Now I know how much it is.
So, are you surprised at this?
No, weight to us is not a real concern. It's more, for us it's important that it's in the right place. And for example, for flatter tracks like here, we might add a bit of weight down low in order for it to like keep speed more. So depending on what we look for, we adapt.
So we are weighing the new production Pivot Phoenix. And it's the team spec, so it won't be full watts for sale, but yeah, so it's got the Reynolds wheels, the Saint cranks, Renthal bar and stem, stuff like that. So we're gonna weigh it and see what happens. So 36.3, and in kgs, 16.49. so it's pretty light.
Are you surprised at that? Have you weighed it already?
I have weighed it already. It's a lot lighter than the prototype that we're running. So yeah, I was kind of surprised at how much lighter the production frame they managed to make. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And we get to kind of play around with where the weight is now, essentially.
Thank you.